Welcome to the Anime Bucket Quest! Let's get started!
Welcome back, Bucket Questers, to another episode of Anime Bucket Quest. I'm your host, Stefan Chais, and today we are diving into a true classic. It's a pillar of the slice of life genre, a masterclass in surreal comedy, and the reason why so many of us know the phrase, "Oh my god." That's right, today we're reviewing the one and the only Azumanga Daioh. Released in 2002 and animated by JC Staff, Azumanga Daioh is based on a manga by Kiyohiko Asuma. On the surface, the premise is deceptively simple. It follows the daily lives of a group of quirky high school girls and their equally eccentric teachers over their 3 years of high school. You have Chiyo-chan, the 10-year-old child prodigy, Osaka, the space out transfer student, Sakaki, the tall, cool girl with a secret love for cute things, Tomo, the energetic agent of chaos, Yomi, the straight man friend trying to rein Tomo in, and Kagura, the competitive jock. But to call Azumanga Daioh just a quote school comedy feels like a massive understatement. It's not about grand plots of dramatic romance. It's about the weird, the wonderful, and often inexplicable moments in between the big events. It's a show that thrives on bizarre non sequiturs, dream sequences that defy logic, and a comedic timing that is all its own. It's widely considered a pioneer of the Nijijoke or quote everyday life genre, proving that the mundane can be absolutely hilarious. So, what makes Azumagandao such a unique experience? First off, it's the humor. It's not just about punchlines, it's about the atmosphere. The anime excels at taking a simple gag and stretching it out, letting it breathe until it becomes absurdist art. Think of Osaka's dreams about Chiyo's dad being a giant yellow cat creature, or the endless battles with a biting cat. The animation style, while simple, perfectly complements this mood. It uses stillness and repetition to great comedic effect. And we cannot talk about this show without mentioning its music. The opening theme, Sora Mimi Cake, is iconic, a bizarre, catchy fever dream that perfectly sets the tone. The soundtrack is full of whimsical, slightly off kilter tunes that enhance the surreal, almost dreamlike quality of their school days. Beyond the laughs, there's a surprisingly poignant undercurrent to the series. It generally captures the feeling of high school, the long, languid days that feel like they will last forever, and then the sudden realization that time has passed. Watching the characters grow from first years to graduates creates a real sense of attachment and nostalgia. It's a show about the beauty of the shared, quote, everyday and how these seemingly insignificant moments build lasting friendships. Now, let's step into the ring for our source material showdown. How does the Azumanga Dao anime stack up against Kiyohiko's Azuma's original manga? The biggest difference right out of the gate is the format. The manga is a yankoma or four-panel comic strip. This format relies heavily on a quick setup and a punchline in the fourth panel. The anime, having full episodes to fill, had to adapt this. Instead of just stringing punchlines together, the anime directors made a brilliant choice. They leaned into the surrealism. Where a manga joke might be a quick hit, the anime might take that same joke, add strange music, hold a shot for an uncomfortable amount of time, or add a bizarre visual gag, transforming it into something mood based and trippy. The anime uses pacing dramatically differently, often dragging things out for comedic effect in a way that snappy four panel format couldn't. Content wise, the anime is a very faithful adaptation, covering the entire 3 year span. However, some things were inadvertently cut or changed. Some fans feel that a certain character dynamics, like the understated comedic chemistry between Osaka and Sakaki, are a bit stronger in the manga's tighter format. There are also some jokes, particularly some of Tomo's more, let's say, quote, politically incorrect lines that didn't make it into the anime. Interesting, some characteristics are slightly different too. Take Kimura, the creepy teacher. In the manga, while he's still a weirdo, his antics are a bit more balanced, often aimed at the other teachers rather than just a singular fixation on the girls. The anime leans a bit harder into his one note creepiness for gags. On the flip side, the anime gives more screen time to characters like Karorin in the later years, fleshing out her bizarre dynamic with Sakaki and Kimura a bit more. Overall, both are fantastic, but they offer slightly different flavors of the same weird world. And now, the moment of truth. The question that divides fandoms: dub or sub? For Azumanga Daioh, this is an especially interesting debate. Let's start with the sub. The original Japanese voice cast is legendary. They bring in an incredible expressiveness to the characters that is hard to match. The show is chock full of Japanese puns and cultural references that are integral to many jokes. Watching with subs preserves these nuances, if you sometimes need a translator's note to fully get the gag. Plus, you get the incomparable Norio Wakamoto as the voice of Chiyo's dad, which is an experience in itself. Now, the English dub. It actually has a pretty strong reputation among fans. The voice actors bring a lot of energy, and for many, it's a nostalgia way they first experienced the show. However, translating a comedy so rooted in Japanese language and culture is a massive challenge. Some puns just don't land in English, and some cultural jokes have to be adapted, changing the flavor a bit. The biggest point of contention, the Everest of this debate, was this Osaka. In Japanese, her nickname comes from her being a transfer student from Osaka, and she speaks with a distinct Kansai dialect. This dialect is often stereotyped in anime as being boisterous and comedic, but Osaka's delivery is slow, spacey, and soft spoken, creating a hilarious contrast. How do you even translate that? The English dub went with a Southern American accent. For some, it works as a decent analog for a regional accent and adds to her quirky charm. For others, it feels jarring and changes the character's vibe too much from the original intent. It's a love it or hate it choice that defines the dub experience for many. Ultimately, if you want the purest form of the original humor and cultural context, you better go for the sub. But if you want a more relaxed viewing experience and don't mind some localization choices, the dub is totally valid and is also a fun option. So, is Azumanga Daioh worthy of your anime bucket list? I say absolutely. 20 years later, it remains a towering achievement in comedic anime. It's a show that dares to be quiet, weird, and nonsensical, and in doing so, captures something profoundly true about the absurdity and joy of youth. Whether you read the snappy manga or got lost in the surreal vibes of anime, whether you prefer the original Japanese cast or the quirky English dub, spending time with Class 3A is an experience that every anime fan should have. So if you want to experience this anime for yourself, check it out streaming on High Dive. They have both the sub and English dub. So that's all for this episode of Anime Bucket Quest. If you want to check out the backlog of episodes, you can check it out on Spotify and many audio platforms. You can also check it out on YouTube as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on socials on Instagram at the franchise. And like I said, if you want to find me on YouTube, it's at Anime Bucket Quest. Just keep watching, keep laughing, and we'll see you on the next adventure. I am the franchise. Geek on, take care, and watch anime.